And in 3 years, they hosted 2 majors. They actively made changes to their team. These guys had a whole facility for their players. They wanted to grow their fan base, and they hosted watch parties. They hosted private events. They hosted just a bunch of stuff.
It's just heartbreaking, man. I mean, you think about all the people that we've met, and there's a lot of the guys, too, that we've met at the watch parties and become close friends with. It was just such a great environment that they ended up building there and cultivating in just such a short time. You know, I had a pleasure being a part of it, and meeting all those people and how great they are and seeing how hard that whole team worked. It's really sad to see the whole situation go the way it did.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 183 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
Doing all right. I could be a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about this. This is the last episode in this room. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's everything's gone, even the chairs.
For the people that are not on YouTube or not watching on the Spotify video, definitely should for this one because we're on the ground, crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, so it's weird if you would watch, I don't even know, maybe like 5-6 episodes ago and there was no change, and now you go to where we are right now, we're sitting on a yoga mat. Trying to keep the posture good. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, it's sad because, again, we started the podcast, 182 episodes ago, 183 really. Mm-hmm. And, now we're going to be doing a new chapter. We're going to be at your place. We'll have a nicer setup. Mm-hmm. And it's just going to be, it's going to be the new part of us.
New era.
Yeah,
new
exactly.
Era.
I'm excited for it. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool for you guys, too. And I think by that point, too, like, everything will be really settled.
Yeah.
And
back to normal, and then we can get to what we want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Revamping all the stuff that we want to do.
Yeah, because I know for you it's been pretty hectic.
Yeah.
I
had to put a pause on like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is it's finally coming together at my place, but new era of the podcast. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many online episodes we've done. But it's definitely like minimum, I would say 170 episodes have been recorded here.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's insane.
I was gonna ask you, bro. I mean, how are you feeling?
No, this is weird. It is very, very weird. Like, we started this podcast in 2021, dude. 2021. Mm-hmm. It's been 3 years just uploading weekly
and just talking random about Call of Duty.
Yeah. And we got awesome people that are like just listening to us talk,
which we never thought would happen.
Yeah, and just talking about Call of Duty, meeting people in the scene too, which honestly thought that wouldn't really ever happen. It was just you and me talking COD,
right? And
then that evolved to us like getting some cool guests on, and obviously we want to keep doing that, but that had to take a slight pause, obviously. But
yeah, man,
this is
a lot of history.
Weird. Yeah, it's a lot of history in this room. Very, very weird.
What about for you in general, though? Just like, regardless of the podcast, this room, like this was your room growing up as a kid, and now there ain't much left in it.
Yeah, no, it's weird. I mean, like, I'm definitely ready for the next chapter in my life, just being an adult, being on my own. But it is sad seeing the room like go.
Yeah,
But I mean, my bed's like staying here, so anytime I come back and like I need to stay here, I can stay here, but it's very weird. This room's probably just going to be like storage.
Yeah. No, definitely. Like, we were talking about that last week. That's what my my room in my mom's apartment ended up being. It was just like a cupboard for all her food and like random stuff that she wanted to store away. I was like, she moved all that stuff in like the next day. I was like, bro, you were waiting for this,
Yeah. I mean, like every time I've been coming back, I just take little by little. And then I started realizing like how much little like trinkets I have. And I don't have anywhere to put it, like at my place.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have drawers or anything or like shelves right now. So it's just, they're all in like boxes, just shoved in the closet.
Yeah.
So, but no, it'll be good. New era for the podcast, new era for me. And yeah, we'll leave, the old us here onto the new COD Casuals.
Yeah, bro. I'm with you, man. I mean, it's it's tough. Like, it's always tough seeing something like that go, because I always feel for you, because I think about like, when I was going through this, it's the same thing. It's like, damn, and for us, like, I mean, we've been friends for so long, hanging out in this room and stuff, So it's weird for sure. But it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it for sure. It's gonna be the same stuff. Yep. It's like just that background's gonna change, and that's really it. But it hits home, bro.
No, yeah, it definitely does. And like the podcast it will get better because now we can finally lock in and do everything.
I know, right,
dude? And it's just very, very strange, but it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
So, but anyone that started from listening to the podcast from the beginning, we appreciate you. You're moving with us from this little bedroom to like an entire office room for me. So it's gonna be nice.
Yeah, dude, this is like Optic leaving the 60/50 house.
Yeah, literally.
It's like, dude, there were every piece of content that we started that made us like have some name was here.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's weird.
Yeah, and like we got a lot of Black Ops 6 stuff to talk about, but we'll dive into the our scheduling too just a little bit because you and I are gonna talk about it anyways. Like on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, go follow us there.
Yeah, and
go to the community too for updates.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, because, episodes are still going to be posted weekly. That's not going to change. Everything that we're doing, not going to change, but it's going to be the format. It's going to be more online just because I am moving farther away from, like, my parents' house. So for you, it adds, like, an extra half hour. Yeah. And then with traffic, probably 45 minutes. So
yeah, like when I leave Lowell, it's like I hit traffic big time. So it'd probably be like about an hour 45, 2 hours.
Hopefully not 2. Yeah. So
on a bad day.
Yeah, yeah. And also too, like I won't get into the stuff with work for me, but it's gonna be busier. So like a lot of it right now is gonna be more online, and then we're thinking every month 3 episodes online and then 1 episode in person.
Yeah.
And then we're going to try to, take advantage of that online format because, I think our podcast is really cool because most podcasts, I feel like, are just online, which I completely get. It makes everything so much easier, right? Like, we can just hop on and record right away. But it was cool with us because we actually had a physical location.
Yeah.
We came and, like, sat and talked and stuff. And a lot of other podcasts are just, all online. Advantages, we can share stuff. Now we can show like clips and whatever. We can introduce like segments, things like that into the podcast. And the one time a month that we meet in person and actually record, we can do like special episodes like just for that.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be it will be about Call of Duty obviously, but we can plan out a month in advance, which that's really nice. I think that's good. Yeah,
100%. And to your point about being online and then having those extra things that we can end up doing for the people who watch on YouTube and the people maybe even who don't watch on YouTube, it give you more of a reason to go over there, because I think right now there's probably the people who are dedicated or who stay on YouTube, and then the vast majority, like every podcast, they're going to listen to on Spotify. But if we've got some extra stuff going on that's going to, make it worthwhile to go to the YouTube, then you should go head over there too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it'll help us out a lot with the CDL content.
Oh, big time.
Like I know a lot of you have talked about, talk about CDL stuff, and maybe now we can actually like show quick clips and breakdowns and stuff that, we think about.
Not over 15 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Not Activision. We're not coming for you. I swear.
Whatever. Yeah, I think it's like 10 or 15 seconds, and then
something like that.
Then the lawsuit gets slapped down on us, the hammer.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just wrapping it up, like if you're over there laughing at us right now, we're laughing too.
Yeah.
It is hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had a phenomenal time here, so it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to the next chapter doing this. I love doing it. Mm-hmm. There's still so much good shit and bad shit to talk about at Call of Duty, and I want to talk about all of it.
Exactly.
I think that's like overall, like with this moment, I think about it because you said we started in 2021, and I'm sure there's a lot of people too. You don't think about how long you've been involved in something, and for me, like I still love doing this.
Yeah.
Like it's I look forward to being like, oh, dude, now I just get to fucking rant, and like we get to talk about what we think. On big things that are going on.
Yeah. Because you and I are the only ones that like game consistently, and also too like COD.
Yeah.
In our friend group.
Yeah.
Our really close friend group. So it's just it's a nice platform to come talk about COD, and then other people get to interact with us and you know, and we get to meet cool people too on
Yeah.
top of that. It's definitely cool. But yeah, you know, again, ended on that with we're going to go to plan right now 3 episodes online, 1 episode in person
Absolutely.
every month.
Yeah.
And then obviously we'll keep you guys updated if anything changes. But we knew this was going to come eventually. Be just life.
That's exactly that's the
Yeah,
way it
it's
goes,
just
bro.
life.
You know.
Yeah. And I'm not making you drive like 2 hours every single week.
Yeah. Now, like I said, it happens. You know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you got places that you got to be. I got places to be. It's tough to be doing it all the time. But again, like being able to stick to, you know, a consistent schedule like we have been since we started. That's like of utmost importance. Like we can't ever falter on that. You know.
Yeah.
It's like I don't care if I have to drive up and we got to record like 4 episodes because we're gonna be. It's gonna be impossible for us to do. It's like it's what we got to do.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And that's why we took advantage of me being here.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
we got a good 3 years here.
Yeah.
You know, in person. So anybody that started from 2021, we appreciate you. Mm-hmm. Now we're going on to the next chapter.
We were talking about Cold War when we started, and now we're talking about Black Ops 6.
Is that crazy? The next Treyarch game.
Yeah, we went through a whole cycle of Call of Duties, which is nuts. Yeah, so we've covered a little bit, like we've covered half of Cold War. We covered what was it? MW2. We covered Vanguard. We covered MW3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's been 3.5, but basically 4 CODs, which is nuts.
Did. Yeah, it's very weird.
And we're gonna look back when we're 35 and be like, "Bro, we were talking about Black Ops 6 as we're playing Black Ops 9."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. But well, I mean, we'll jump into it right now. I'm sure you saw it, and people listening too. We got a whole bunch of Black Ops 6 zombie stuff that came out.
Yeah. Let me preface too.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're gonna like show at the COD Next event because I feel like everything's just been leaked.
Yeah, they're gonna blow my dick off at this.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna show.
No, me either.
Because I feel like I mean, obviously they're gonna show gameplay and stuff, but you know, like so many leaks and news just came out.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it's been. I mean, I can't remember a Call of Duty that's been leaked this heavily. Like we talked about it, man. Many CODs, every COD gets leaked, but this one, I mean, I tweeted about it, and people like obviously seemed to agree with it because I was like, man, I feel like I've already played this game. I'm just watching so much gameplay, and people were like, oh, the first like trick shot on Black Ops 6. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, this game ain't even out yet, and I'm watching people with snipers that I will use on maps that I will play. It's very strange. I don't know how this has continued to happen, but this was not a leak. This was actually something I think that they put out.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like they were thinking, okay, this is gonna get leaked just like all the multiplayer stuff. Let's just get ahead of it and announce it the way we want to. And what's really cool about like all these leaks, right, and news that have come out. I've been happy about every single thing. Like, I'm not like, like questioning something a little bit. Everything I've seen, it is making me more excited about
Absolutely.
this game. Like, I can't wait for the beta.
Yeah, it's going to be phenomenal. And of course, zombies being a supplement to what we usually play anyway. Like, we were hoping with MW3, the zombies would be great. I don't think it lived up to what our expectations would have been. I think everybody probably would have preferred something like this, just the classic round-based zombies. And the fact that we're getting that along with all the other changes that they're making, I'm with you. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, and the zombies in MW3. Like I'm gonna keep giving props to Sledgehammer for just updating their game and still doing stuff. I saw Scump and Dade. They're talking about it. They're like, they're still updating the game. They're putting out new content and everything. And this year, MW3, I feel like if it didn't have those MW2 maps and people got like really bored about it, this game's going to be remembered like very well, years down the line.
Yeah. And you got to respect them too, because they did take a chance on zombies.
Treyarch did help.
They did.
They did help, which like we didn't really play all that much, but again, like all the stuff we've seen about it has been good.
Yeah.
The only time that I only really saw bad stuff was now because they're, there's not that much to do anymore.
Right.
But like they added Easter eggs. They tried something new. Obviously, it does seem like I pointed this out in like one episode. I think Treyarch was like, "We'll help you, but round base is ours."
Right.
No one's doing round base besides us. But the fact that Sledgehammer not allowed, right? Treyarch came and saved them and helped them with the zombies, and they made it good. Because I saw a lot of YouTubers that I used to watch back in the day come back, play the zombies, and they actually were addicted to it and enjoyed it. But the thing is, it wasn't that replay value for us, at least. You know?
That's the only problem with it. And I mean, I get what they were trying to do with the scaling of different zones as it is with the round base. You know, when you get up to the higher, like 15, 20 and beyond, that it gets very difficult. But like, again, I give them a lot of props because they took a chance. And from, you know, AAA developers in gaming, that's something that I don't see a lot of anymore, because if you're going to take a chance like that and it flops, it's like it can really hurt them, you know. Someone like, you know, with Activision tied to them and Sledgehammer, it's not the end of the world. Like, they still can make it; they'll be fine. But I gotta respect them trying, you know, to go against and be like, well, you know, let's do a different take on zombies and see how it goes. And it wasn't a total flop, you know. Like you said, to your point, a lot of people ended up liking it in the zombies community. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. We simply just didn't put enough time into it. You know, we still have time to go and try it, but. I don't think it was as big of a fail as people initially thought it was going to be.
Oh, you know? Yeah, completely agree. Because what Vanguard zombies?
That was a total flop.
That was a flop, complete flop.
Yeah.
Right, and I don't think Treyarch helped at all with that. So there's a key piece here. Treyarch can save all.
Yeah, and think about that too. Talk about how stupid that is, or like kind of pathetic it is because I remember in Vanguard there were maps that they brought from the previous CODs. Like you could play in Shino Numa, and some of them they'd added other stuff. So I'm like, dude, they even took stuff from like the fan favorite CODs, and it was still dog shit. You know? I'm like, dude, no one even cared that you're like, oh, I could play on like old maps or like go to old sections of it. It's like, dude, who gives a shit? Like the zombies itself just sucked.
Yeah.
Which we're not getting with this. There ain't no chance this is sucking.
No chance. Yeah. We play zombies on the side, you know. We're mainly multiplayer guys, but this is a big win for the zombies community. Like I'm very happy for them because multiplayer has been getting the short end of the stick. These guys have been getting nothing. Yeah, they've been getting crumbs. Yeah. So they got a lot this time. And I'm so excited to have an awesome multiplayer and then an awesome like story mode, like zombies to play. Yeah, thinking of like whatever the story is going to inevitably be, and then all the Easter eggs that are going to be in it. I mean, bro, for me, like that to me is the main thing that I love in zombies is figuring out the Easter eggs. I love it. Like my favorite zombies always had the best Easter eggs or the best stories, and like of course we're getting that with this one. So that's why I can't wait to go and try to figure that out, you know, and watch all the videos on YouTube of like Mr. Dalek JD and Noah J and them being like trying to, you know, all hyped up again, trying to figure it out. They just always knock it out of the park with that stuff. Yeah. And right, they're introducing new characters and then tying, I believe, some story from Cold War. Yeah. And Cold War was first Call of Duty for the podcast, and the first time you and I like really played zombies together. Yeah. Not that we didn't play zombies before, but like when you and I played together, it was back in like Black Ops 1. Oh yeah, no, it was a long time ago. Like we played Black Ops 1 doing what was that map? Kino. Yeah, Kino Der Toten. Yeah. Yeah. That was when we played it heavily. And then, you know, we played Black Ops. We didn't play with each other all that much in like Black Ops 2 and BO3. We dabbled in it. But then Cold War was, we started the podcast, you know, all that. And then we just kept playing more and more zombies. And we loved zombies in Cold War. Yeah, I thought that was, I really liked it. I remember in that game too, it didn't have, like it didn't start with the pistol in there, right? I think that was all loadout based, which that is returning for this. And I saw some people not liking that. I really don't care about this because I just think back to the times that we were playing Cold War zombies, and that wasn't even something that I thought about. You know, like you get a gun at the beginning, and yeah, it's not going to be great. You know, like no matter how much you trick it out and add stuff to it,
it's all about like, trying to actually upgrade the quality of the gun to like get it to like legendary or epic or pack a punch it and all that stuff. That's where it really matters, Like you could do that with the original pistol and like Black Ops 1 zombies or like any of those old zombies. You can get that pack a punch and it'd be insane.
Yeah. I can't in Cold War, I'm pretty sure like you had the loadout, but it was a stock weapon, right? Like, yeah.
I don't know if you could then add attachments to it.
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was just stock weapons.
Okay.
But either way, like in MW3 zombies, right? Like you have your loadout, stock weapons. They're still like all right, But again, I'm with you. I don't think it really matters all that much. But again, we just play zombies on the side. But also, I swear most people, as soon as they find the mystery box, they're gonna switch out that weapon immediately, right? Of course. So like, I don't think it matters at the end of the day.
No.
And if this is the worst thing that we can complain about, I'll take it.
Yeah. I wouldn't complain about that at all. I think that's like, again, it's so low on the radar. Big thing that I'm excited about with this, like against Cold Wars, because Cold War just had that. I can't remember the name of the map. It was like D Machine. No, was it D Machine?
Die Machine.
Yeah, was that what it was?
Yeah.
Which it was like that old snowy map with like the original Noct in there as well.
Yeah. Giant plane in the middle.
Yeah. Like so, it only launched with one map, which. That's like standard, but then people got bored of it. This is coming out with 2 maps at launch, Terminus and Liberty Falls. Both these maps, like you've seen the photos of them, they look like way different from one another, which is what I love. I would kind of hate if they're like way too similar, like regarding the vibe. But Terminus looks like hella gritty, and it looks like it's it's got all these like bungalow things that are up in the air. I don't even know if it's like a prison, but it's like it looks like some it's along the water or whatnot. And then you've got Liberty Falls, which. From what I read about it, that's where they're saying this whole dark ether thing started, and it just looks like a normal town in the U.S. So it's like all bright colors and gas stations and stuff, and it's very strange to see like how these 2 maps are so different, but it gives you more variety. You're like, oh, I'm done with Terminus. Like, let's go try this map out.
Yeah, and like again, there's gonna be Easter eggs and story stuff on both maps. And dude, it's just gonna be so fun to go and try to do all of that. I'm sure, like all the hardcore zombie fans, they're gonna get it done within like a couple days.
Right? Oh, of course,
like both maps, that'd be done. But us, it's gonna take us like
a month or 2.
Yeah, probably, because we got multiplayer. We gotta grind. But that's just like awesome for us because. The 2 maps is enough for us probably to do the Easter egg and then have plenty of time for the next season for them to like release new stuff about the story. And I think Treyarch they'll continue that, when the new season comes out, they'll add something new to the story or something new to the maps. Hopefully they add more maps, but again, like I trust them. I know they're going to do what they got to do and it's going to be done well. And 2 maps is big because as soon as we finish one Easter egg, it's like, all right, let's try and attempt the other one.
Yeah. And thing too that I didn't even think about what's going to be nice for us regarding attempting zombies or just trying it out more is because we don't have that limitation or that time going on for the seasons, like with the prestiges, Yep. So we can just play whenever we want to and we know we're going to hit that max level. And it's not like we're beholden to, okay, we've got 40 days. Like, dude, we've got to lock in and play. And then we end the season with like, okay, we got 8 days left. Let's go play zombies. We can just kind of do it at our own pace and not feel stressed about it. It's like, man, we're going to hit the max level eventually, Oh, yeah. There's no rush to get there.
Yeah, exactly. And, with the old prestige system, like, we can just go. We can just play, and we'll level up in zombies and we'll level up in multiplayer. That's the best part about like the new CODs, I would say, that we can go and play other game modes and not feel like we're falling behind in another one. Yeah. Because you're leveling up regardless. But, to your point, it's nice that we're not capped. And not stressed out. We got to finish this Easter egg.
Yeah, and I hope too that like Treyarch, I mean, they always seem to be the people that start stuff, and get the ball rolling. Dude, I hope that this level cap in seasons, I hope that is gone forever. I really don't want to ever see that return because I don't like having to feel constrained to a timeline. I'd rather it just be like this, where when I want to play and I want to go do certain things, I can just do it at my own time. And like I said, I get that it does transfer over, but even still, it's like, you know that you're making way more XP if you're in that small map mosh pit.
Oh, yeah,
than if you're going to
yeah.
be playing, zombies.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, again, for people that don't know, we're referring to like the old Prestige system. Like, that's what it is. Like, we can just go at our own pace. Like, no matter what, by the end of the year, we're gonna hit master.
Yeah.
Like, what? We don't feel like, oh, we have to hit those 200 levels as fast as we can, then jump into zombies.
Yeah.
That feeling's gone. Now we can just go and play.
Yeah, and it's like it stresses you out.
Yeah.
When you've got that like weighing over your head, you're like, oh man, we shouldn't be playing zombies too much today. Because we got to go back to multiplayer and grind that out. And thankfully, we won't be feeling that. So again, we say they got the 2 maps which came out, and then another thing that's coming back as well is the ability to exfiltrate or expire. I like this. There's something about the exfiltration that I honestly love.
The exfil.
Yeah, I like that because I don't know about you, but I remember playing the old zombies and I was kind of pissed because I would get to like, round 40 and then I've got everything that I want and now it's getting kind of boring because I'm just training all the time. And the only way I can end the game is if I just kill myself or I let them, kill me.
Yeah, and you have to do it in like some epic way because you spent like these hours.
Yeah, it was
right.
It was fun, but then I hate seeing where it's like you died, like you failed. I'm like, man, I chose to fail.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They should give me like the exfil. I get some success out of it. They're like, dude, you did everything you wanted to, and then you get out of there.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah, I like that too because that was first introduced in Cold War.
Yeah,
and the exfil is crazy too. Like, when you're ready to finally exfil.
Oh my god,
just
bro!
Zombies everywhere, and I'm with you. I'm glad that we can go and do like some part of the Easter egg, and be like, all right, well, let's write that down, check it off, and then go exfil, and then jump back and like regroup.
Yeah. Dude, do you remember in Cold War, like we would go in exfil and then I'd call in the chopper gunner immediately?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, all right, dude. Like, we just get him out to that like little like swamp lake area.
The frozen area.
And they all of them would be coming, dude. I remember we were shocked when we first did it.
Yeah.
We couldn't believe, we're like, what?
Yeah.
I think we died because it was just so many people come when you go and hit exfil. But yeah, I think, again, it's just little things like that, little quality of life changes, which that's what I'm all about in games. It's just a small thing like that where you get to radio. I think it's like every five rounds that you do. I think in the later stages, it's something like that. So you kind of have this window of like, you're playing with people or by yourself. You're like, dude, do we do it? Like, do we call it now and bank this XP, or do we like, tough it out and see if we get fried?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got to make the call, and I think everybody has to agree to go in exfil. And
exfil together, yeah. Good, yeah, like you said, when you're playing hours and hours, eventually, like you said, you do everything, and then at that point, like, what's the goal after that? Like there isn't anything really, but I'm sure in the zombies there's going to be like missions that you have to do and things you have to do like throughout the whole map, and then done, you can exfil and you feel good about yourself. Unless you try to exfil and then you die, like that sucks. But I wonder if you lose everything if you choose to exfil and you don't get it.
Yeah, well that's the thing. Like that's so much pressure. If
like that's good pressure.
Yeah, but, dude, I would get so heated.
Oh yeah,
can you imagine you put in 2 hours and then you die, and at the end of the game it's like 2,000 XP. I'd be like, oh, what?
Yeah.
I'd want to be banking on it.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna ask you this: what do you think about like the idea of having having missions in zombies now? Do you like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like finding the hidden like parts, in my opinion. Like from Black Ops 2. Like, I think it's the ssame thing for the most part, but Treyarch does it really well. So
yeah, I wonder if it's a debate between the purists who just want to play the game, you know, and they're like, I don't want anybody be talking to me all the time and saying like, go do X mission. But I'm with you. I enjoy it. I think it keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
You know, and then it like makes it a challenge and an idea when to start doing those missions. Because man, it gets way harder if you're like on round 21 doing those missions. Whereas if you just start right from the beginning, you know.
Yeah, they like. I'm sure there will be that fine line of like, here there are missions. You can just free play if you want and not follow any of the missions, or here the game's gonna guide you. Like you have to do these missions.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know, to get towards the Easter egg. But I don't know. I'm sure like pure zombie fans want the option to just not do the missions at all and just see how high they can get based on rounds. But you know,
you'd have like a classic zombies mode.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like you're not going to have anybody be radioing and talking to you. You know, you just play it that way. That'd be cool. But I think they're just going to go and fully invest in their idea.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them for it. Something that they're really going in on, which I saw in the trailer. I first saw Tim the Tatman reacting to this, and I couldn't believe it. I had the same reaction as him. So they have this new support that's called mutant injection. And in the trailer, the guy goes and injects it, and then he turns into a mangler. And dude, the transition from first person to third person with that was so smooth.
Yeah.
It was so nice. But it's weird seeing zombies in third person like that, you know? So you just turn into the mangler, which if people don't know who that is, I guess it's just like he's some like mid-level boss.
Yeah, he's like a super soldier.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a better way to say it. And like in the beginning, he's like kind of hard to kill, but then later on, you can just absolutely smoke him. But in the later rounds, he would come out like, you know, one or two of them every round or so. But now you get to turn into this guy and just wreak havoc on him. Like in the trailer, dude, there's so many on that like little catwalk, and he just went fucking ballistic on them. And I was back to being 12 years old. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Shooting his late or like cannon, whatever at him.
Yeah, like in his hand.
Yeah. I wonder too if with that mutant like injection that the zombies just run past you because you're a zombie.
Right.
And like they don't know, they can't tell that you're a human.
Yeah, it's like that one that was it was some ability. I think it was in Cold War when if you used it.
Oh yeah, it was Shroud.
Yeah, you'd use that, and then they would all just like walk away from you. They didn't even recognize you. Yeah, I wonder. Or if you just have like the armor, you know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And I wonder too with that if you can turn into any like you have to kill that zombie with that whatever the ability like equipped or whatever. You have to find the stim shot. It's basically a stim shot.
Yeah,
you have to find the stim shot and then kill whatever enemy you want to turn into. That'd be cool. Yeah, because I'm sure you saw too in the trailer or like pictures of it. They're introducing like a new like boss, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's a funky looking spider.
I'll see if
zombie thing.
I'll see if I can find it in here. I'm not too sure.
It looks like it's straight from Stranger Things. That thing looked creepy.
Yeah.
It's basically a giant spider.
Dude, they always just do a good job with some of these, like, you know, level, like, bosses or just, like, you know, final bosses or whatever. You know, I don't know. It always amazes me the people that are behind the art direction and how they're able to execute it so successfully. Like, I don't know. I marvel at that. Is that it right there? That thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That thing is absolutely disgusting.
Dude, those are like the spiders from Harry Potter just freaking running at you.
Dude, fuck that. Bro, I hate spiders. I'm not going to be liking this, bro. This is a major L right now.
Yeah. It's a spider. It's got an upside down zombie head on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I forget what do they call it?
See what it says here. I wonder if they have the name of it. They're just showing like the
I think the name's out there. I don't remember it, but just look it up. Just type in Black Ops 6 new zombie boss spider.
They have bipedal shamblers, armored zombies, heavy zombies, vermin.
Yeah, that's so. That just reminded me of Stranger Things.
And then they've got parasites too.
Yeah.
So parasites, they're flying creatures. They say horrific flying creatures. Yeah, of course, bro.
They had something like that in, was it Cold War? They had like the flying little. They were nothing like that.
No, I can't remember what they looked like. They've had some like one-off creatures that have come around.
Yeah, but they're nothing like crazy.
No, not like that. I mean,
Yeah.
not like what they've got now. Like they had that, and then they showed the Mangler too, and then this one too, Amalgams.
Yeah,
Like
that's a new
new
zombie.
I mean, bro, it just
It looks like they're getting like inspiration from like The Last of Us and Outlast.
Yeah.
Which, hey, Treyarch, I'm all in for.
I'm not gonna complain at all with that. I mean, again, there's like you played Last of Us Part 2, right?
Yeah.
You remember that like way later in the game where you where you go in and there's that girl that's like she's trying to kill you and then like you're in the hospital and you end up eventually killing her, but there's that huge mutant like zombie that you have to kill. You know, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But on a smaller version.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit's gonna haunt my dreams. Dude.
That thing's gonna suck trying to kill.
Yeah, but you know now where to shoot that thing. I mean, 100%.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's I get seeing how they come up with this stuff. It makes me so happy because, dude, the people making this stuff, you know that they're just gamers.
Oh yeah, and you know that they're geeking out. Like they can't wait for people to play it.
Yeah,
and then experience that for the first time. And I'm sure too they've got stuff up their sleeve. How they're gonna introduce these zombies. You know, they're not just gonna spawn in.
No way.
Yeah.
And then they have this thing too, which I'm just seeing, the tentacle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess you may be able to travel from like one island to the next or like wherever, and then this thing will be there. So can you imagine, bro, if like one guy has to be getting the boat and the boat fails, bro?
Yeah.
And then you got to be like shooting this tentacle so it doesn't go and kill us.
Or imagine it. You can go in the water.
Oh, bro.
And you have to deal with that thing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Or you get like immediately smoked because you need to go and, get some like underwater breathing stuff or some ability to fight it. You know, you have to go and build something at the crafting table. Yeah. I mean, man, my mind runs wild when I think about this. So going to your point, like at the beginning, I'm hoping they do answer some of these questions at COD Next as to like what the overall story is and giving like we had some good footage from it, but maybe going just a bit more in depth with some of this stuff so we can see like, how it may play out. Which I would like, but I almost don't want them to give that much away.
That much? Yeah. I'm sure they'll probably have people play like a couple missions, like a mission or two in the campaign. And then probably do like part of an Easter egg in like on both of the maps or something, and then they're just gonna cut it there.
Yeah, probably.
Or that like tentacle thing is like comes up and then they cut it. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they have so much content coming with this game, and even though despite all the leaks that we've seen, it hasn't really killed my hype for the game. I think it's more just like reinforced it,
Yeah, no,
like, I want to get my hands on it and play it.
Yeah, like I said, like this is the more and more leaks. I know it happens every single year, but this year it's just more leaks come out. I'm not upset about anything. I just can't wait to get this game and play.
Dude, I'm telling a lot of my friends who don't play COD at all, like mainly my college friends, and they're like, "Oh man, you seen the new Call of Duty?" I'm like, "Am I seeing it?" And I'm telling them, if there's any COD that you need to come back and play, because he hasn't played in maybe like, I don't know, he's played this year, but like barely. He's like level 20, I'm like, scrub.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you need to dedicate time to this COD.
Yeah.
Like this one, I really think, I'll say it right now, you can strike me down whenever it comes out if it's the worst COD ever. I think this COD is really going to be the COD that we've been hoping the past 2 or 3 would be.
Yep.
I think they're finally going to do that for us.
I agree. I'm like all in on this one. I'm again, I've said it many times in recent episodes. I'm never gonna doubt Treyarch ever again.
Yeah.
Cold War, because of MW19, I just didn't know, and like Black Ops 4, like arguably like one of my favorite CODs.
Yeah.
Like, it's top 3. Yeah. And that was very, very hard to beat for me. So, and Cold War was great. So I can't. I hope this Black Ops 6. I hope this outdoes Black Ops 4 for me.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Like, dude, seriously. I mean, this COD, like the way things are looking, it's way too early to say, but like, I really hope that this enters my top 3.
Yeah,
like I hope that it's going to be up there with Black Ops 4, with MW3, and then Black Ops 6 right in there. everything so far is just looking phenomenal with it. I do know for a fact, though, playing this game, I think I'm going to get cooked playing it right off the rip, though, just like I did in Cold War. I think this Omni movement, the more I see it, the more I realize I'm like, I think there's going to be a learning curve to this, to being really good with this stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm for it. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to get cracked.
I think
at
since it's so smooth, it's going to be a little weird because every COD, like again, like with the Omni movement, you can like you basically strafe run, and you've seen the clips, dive, shoot, get up, dive, shoot,
knife.
dive, shoot, yeah, like that's going to be nerfed immediately because you want to get really nerdy with it, dude. The pace of your character diving and shooting and standing back up, you're like a super soldier.
Yeah.
It's nuts how fast you get up. And then, imagine you're shooting someone through a doorway and you just dive, slide, dive.
Yeah.
And you're probably dead at that point.
Yeah, people are already joking about, they're like, oh, dude, the MVP for COD Champs next year is going to be Shotzi, no doubt. Like,
Yeah.
And it's true. The way it's playing right now, if you're somebody who's so heavy on movement, I mean, you've got it made in the shade on this one.
Oh, movement's going to be fun with this. But again, like you said, I'm all for the challenge because, again, we adapt.
Yeah.
We played regular boots on the ground. We did jetpacks.
We did World War II bullshit.
Yeah, World War II bullshit. And then we went back to boots on the ground, a little bit smoother, And now we got this Omni movement, which I think you and I are going to like a lot.
Yeah.
Just because it's going to be so fluid. Very, very fluid. And now we have scuffs, right? I mean, we've been playing with scuffs for a while now. But, man,
Didn't
imagine
have my scuff on Cold War.
Yeah. We didn't have scuffs even in jetpacks.
No.
And, we love that.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be able to move left, right, and we're just strafing.
Yeah,
just
I'm going to be
gliding.
Going to be melting people in it. But yeah, I just have a feeling that I am going to get smoked at this, and it's going to be one of those Cold War things where I'm like, am I washed? And then I'm like, no, dude, like I just hit 1250 on MW3. Like, bro, I'm good at COD, But it's going to, I think it may be a feeling out process.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a huge skill gap.
Oh, yeah.
I think Omni movement, that's what I am excited about it as well, is it is going to create such a skill gap in rank play, in public matches, and I think too, even to some extent in the CDL, there's going to be those people who have truly mastered it, and then the people who are really good with it. But that gap at that level is like everything, There's going to be those people who are just, specialized at it. So I'm looking forward to getting to that level. Like I want to be insane at this.
Yeah.
I'm spinning
with you.
heads.
I'm with you. Because those are the few moments that we have, where we just completely turn someone sideways, freaking from our movement.
Oh, yeah.
It's always the best feeling.
Oh, yeah.
And now with this, I'm sure we'll get cooked in the beginning. Yeah. And then, feel it out, whatever. But I don't know. We're going to be determined in this game.
Well,
it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Or I'd say, too, it's I think, we may get cooked using the movement, but I think it may be that we don't really utilize it to its full potential. We'll do good on the game if we're playing kind of normal and stuff, but really to get to that next level, to really showcase what you're capable of doing with it, I think that's where we're going to have to put in the time on it because... Yeah, there's going to be those guys who are they're way ahead of the curve on being good with it. And yeah, people are just going to be, their eyes are going to be, off the screen. They're going to have no idea how to keep up with it.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's the movement's going to be a huge skill gap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you can play on a very high sense and also control your movement, people have seen that just whirling around, which I'm like, that's insane. But also I can see, I'm on the other end and I'm watching that and I'm just... Headshot, you're dead.
Yeah, right.
You did all that for nothing.
Right, all this fancy movement, and then you just got cooked.
Yeah, because you know what? The movement will come into play when you're in a house, and there's a wall here, door here. Yeah, sure. But if I just tuck myself back a little bit, and I would say I'm pretty disciplined nowadays, I'll get you.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you run to me.
No, exactly. There's no way they're going to beat it.
It's the Call of Duty fundamentals.
Yeah, exactly.
The old vets will have it.
Yeah. The smarts will always come out on that stuff regarding how good your thumbs are. It's like, I don't give a shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're playing too cracked.
Yeah.
I know. But yeah, I mean, from that, and then like, dude, seeing how that ends up working in zombies too is going to be wild. Like, you're going to be able to bail yourself out of crazy situations, I'm sure, using it. Like, thinking of the fact that you can dive backwards and still be shooting at them. Like, I'm sure there's going to be some railings and stuff that you're like running towards, and you can run backwards and be shooting them, and you know that like that drop is there, and you could like jump back and shoot. Dude, it's going to be so cool. One thing I was going to say before we get to kind of like where I'm going with this is I saw FaZe Clan. It's not, we didn't even put it in the notes, but do you see FaZe Clan is apparently trying to bring back like sniping montages?
Yeah.
Dude, the sniping clips that they're going to be able to get in Black Ops 6 with this Omni movement, it's going to be some of the best clips we've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. Again, this game's just going to be so smooth and fluid. Like there's going to be insane like trick shots that happen off of this.
Yeah.
Because, the trick shots back in the day were really good, but like you said, like someone can dive like 360, freaking break your camera. Like, I don't even know. And, kill someone 1v1 on S&D or something like that.
Dude, can you imagine someone jumping, like they're diving sideways off the map and throwing knife, or like with a sniper and they no scope you cross map, diving sideways? Like, if that happens to you, you got to install the game. I mean, it's gonna be another level of this, and I'm glad to see that the excitement is just everywhere with it. Like FaZe has been doing it with this with MW3, and I think there's some people that have been doing it now on Black Ops 6, like people that are able to play this. I don't know who the hell they are, but when the game definitely comes out legit, everyone's going to be trying this. Like a lot of these guys who are trick shotters and snipers, it's going to be dope.
And the really good snipers are going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like a triple collat like diving across a doorway or something like that, or wall bang?
Yeah.
Because like what even I just said, that those shots were crazy back in the day. That's simple shit now.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I don't even know what they call stuff nowadays.
Oh yeah, I don't even know. I mean, they probably just got like a whole new language that I'm not familiar with anymore.
Yeah. So like like you said, the diving tomahawk like across map, those are always insane for us. But now someone's gonna add something else to that and make it look nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Which it kind of is.
Yeah, and if they do like third person final kill cams and you get to see that, I think that'd be hilarious, bro. They're gonna look like morons.
Yeah.
But something with this too that I think FaZe is probably gonna get into, and I think a lot of people are looking at the sales of it. So this just came out that there's an Mw2 Remastered that's coming out on August 16th. It's a mod. It's like a H2M. I didn't get to see what that stands for, but what they're going to do is they've just taken everything from the original MW2. They haven't changed a thing as far as I'm aware, but they've just, done a legit true remaster of it. And they've added, I think it's going to be launched with like 50 maps. So it's going to be all the maps from MW2. I saw that they're going to be from COD 4. I don't know if that equals 50. I think that's a lot from two CODs.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that seems like a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
So there's probably like one other COD in there that they're throwing in, like maybe some MW3 stuff. But it's all like original kill streaks, all the original guns, and like everything's the same. And this kind of trumped the Black Ops 6 leaks.
Yeah.
Like, people were going crazy over this because of how good it looked. And all the sales for COD 4 Remastered have MW2 Remastered have been through the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what's like funny about that too? Like, Activision waited till now,
right?
After they failed with the MW2 and MW3. Now, like, everybody wanted that, the remastered version of the OG MW2, and now they're releasing it, and I don't know. Like, again, the game's gonna be fun. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna enjoy it. But I think what MW2 and specifically MW3 shows, nostalgia will only take it so far. People will get tired eventually. So, I mean, again, it's a win for the community because they're finally doing something that a lot of people have wanted for years. And, we get that. But, like, again, I wonder how long that will sustain just with nostalgia.
Yeah, honestly, I think, as long as Activision is getting a piece of the pie with this, I think they really don't care.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm surprised because I didn't get to read enough on it because I think it just came out yesterday at the time we're recording this. I don't know. I don't believe this was made by them or like supported by them. It's like, some independent development team, which is strange to me because remember they had that before and they shut it down.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's changed from that studio to now these guys being like, oh, we're going to put this out. Maybe they just said, screw it, and we're going to do it. And then they ended up seeing all the sales of this game for something that doesn't harm their game at all. Like it just is a like enhancement of it.
Yeah. Is it PC only?
I mean, it is a mod that you have to download, so I'd assume so. Yeah, that's
PC,
only going to be PC. Yeah.
I wonder if it's because I don't know. I could see Activision just being like, you know what, it is doing really well. Let's just shut it down.
I know that's what I'm saying.
It might last for a little bit, but the Activision wanted to keep the MW2 and MW3 name, to them so they could work on it, and they did, and it didn't work out as well as they thought it did, or it would. So maybe they're just like, yeah, we tried. You guys can use it, and if they do well, they'll shut it down.
Yeah, I don't know what the fate of this is going to be. I hope they don't shut it down because, man, obviously, like these people, whoever they are, they've put in a lot of time and effort.
They're fans of COD.
Yeah, exactly.
Big fans of COD, yeah.
And they should be supporting them, no matter what. And again, like that game, you still have to pay to play it. Play MW2, like the campaign one that we played. Like you still have to pay. I think it's like $30 or $40. Like, dude, that's a lot of money that they're just making off something that they did zero work on.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, this is basically free money off of somebody else's work.
Yeah.
So you should be thanking them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I'd feel about it. And then, I don't know how much that mod's going to cost, if it costs anything. It's maybe a couple bucks or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Activision's going to be like,
how much?
90%. Yeah, exactly.
That's what we get.
Yeah.
But
you give us, we want all of it.
I know, exactly. It wouldn't surprise me if they do that. And then the guys who make it are just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're not doing it. They want to take everything.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you about this before we move to our really sad topic.
Yeah.
Do you think that this MW2 remaster is going to like have the longevity, or do you think it's going to be really spiked up like it is now, and then just eventually people will kind of forget about it?
No, I think people will forget about it.
Yeah,
I
do too.
I really think MW3 showed that nostalgia can only take a game so far.
Yeah.
And even, we all want to go back to the MW2, MW3 days. I mean, like, dude, if they remastered MW3 and that was like the main game for the year, I'd have a blast. But I just know there would get to a point where, I already put in like 50 plus whatever, how many days into that game on the same maps. I'm going to want new maps. But that's the thing. Maybe it's the same style, same feel, revamped, and then they add new maps to it. It's a lot of like technicalities. Like, if they add new game modes to it, it has to work for that game. That's the downfall of MW3 because they used MW2 maps on MW3, and then the game modes just didn't work on those maps.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think it'll last like 2 months. 3 tops.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think it's gonna, when it comes out like in August, I think it's gonna do insane. I think it's gonna be like, it's probably gonna be one of the top played CODs,
Yeah.
But then when Black Ops 6 comes out, it's gonna die down drastically.
Yeah.
Because I'd be in that boat right now. I mean, like you were saying, if MW3 Remaster was the COD that we were playing, I mean, I love it. But if MW3 Remaster came out and Black Ops 6 came out, I'm not playing MW3 Remastered that much. Like, I'm barely playing that game. I'd probably hit level 70, or was it 80, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I'd hit level 80, and I'd probably call it.
Yeah. I think that's us.
Yeah.
A lot of old heads are not open-minded.
Yeah,
they don't want change.
Yeah, well, part of it too, man, like you just said. I mean, if I've got Black Ops 6, which I've never played, and it's, the new evolution of the game that I love, that's what I want to play. You know, like that's what the pros are playing. That's what, you know, everybody's into, and that's what I'm going to be doing. MW3, like you said, bro, I put my time on that game. Like when it was popping, you know, we're probably at 100 days combined, both of us.
Yeah.
You know, like we've slaved at that game. I don't need to go and put in an additional 40 hours. If that was the main, I probably would. But with Black Ops 6, like my attention's on that game.
Yeah. Like, I already appreciated the game for what it was back in its glory days.
Right.
And they're not going to replicate that.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible to ever replicate, like, any of those days.
Yeah.
You can get close. But, again, Activision can just come out of nowhere and be like, whoa, these sales are insane. Let's shut it down. Like, day 2, immediately, they lawyer up.
Yeah, so the fate of it kind of, you know, hangs in balance right now. Again, at the time of recording this, it's not out, but I think by the time you guys, by the time you hear this episode, it will have been out. So then we'll know if it's out and it's been successful, or if the Activision overlords came in and they lawyered up.
Yeah, and in conclusion for me, I'm on to Black Ops 6.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if this game is only on PC, again, like, I have no idea.
Right.
We can't play it anyways.
Yeah.
But even if it was, like, if we did have PCs and stuff, maybe I would download it just to play for like a week or something.
Yeah.
But just because, you know, we're waiting for Black Ops 6, but I'm on to Black Ops 6.
Dude, that MW3 remaster or MW2 remaster, that game is a game where you're like hanging out with the boys, you're drinking, you're smoking, and you're like in the basement and you're like, bro, let's go load up MW2 remastered and play it. Like that's, I think, where a lot of the base is going to live. Like now the people of our age, it's like, dude, we can go back and play this game now, you know, and there's a lot of people playing it. And it looks good. You don't need like antiquated hardware to do it. I think that's where a lot of people, like that's where I would be with that game.
Yeah. And the people, you know, around our age that love that and then hate the new CODs, right? Like, because they can't adapt. People hate that in the COD community. Right. But like you said, I can't put my pride away and be like, look, this is a current game. I have to be able to hang with these youngins.
Yeah.
Cracked out because I can still cook them.
Yeah, I need to be talking to the kids at school. I need to be letting them know. It's like, bro, I'm already level like 250. In this game, you know, like, or not even 250, whatever it would be. I'd be like, I'm third prestige, bitch.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, exactly.
You know,
so you know, I'm always gonna be playing the current game, like,
100%,
regardless,
of course.
You know, so, but yeah, and I guess we can jump into EWC a little bit because that's gonna be over by the time this comes out.
Boston Breach won it.
Yep, Boston Breach won it. Yep,
they beat everybody.
They cooked. They knocked out the reigning world champs.
Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna shape up.
I mean, okay, realistically, it's gonna be Optic or FaZe. That's what I'm predicting.
Yeah,
but with the real killer for this, it's single limb. That's like the scary part because you have no room for error.
Right.
And the pool play too. The pool play, that's going to be cool because back in the day, that's what it used to be, right? And they have 2 pro teams and 2 amateur teams. Man, if you don't win 2,
that's it.
You're out. Yeah, you're not qualifying for the single limb like bracket, but there are a lot of upsets, you know, back in the day because of that. Like, could you imagine if Optic just losing their pool? Just because, you're playing, again, one match.
Yeah, there's a room for major upsets in this because of the format, which I like. But like we've said before, I don't know how much stock I want to put into the placings of this just because of that. Yeah. You know? And 2, it's like technically these guys are in the off season. Like I understand now, I'm sure they've, like a lot of these teams have been working hard, but to an extent, I don't know how hard they're working towards this, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder if they're like, they're putting in so many hours because of the accolade and, of course, the money.
Yeah, because, this is definitely an accolade. Like, you count this.
Yeah.
Like, it's another COD champs.
Yeah.
But I think they're going pretty hard because I've been in I've been in Attach's stream a lot, and it's just him and his team, like, scrimming.
Yeah.
Like, all the time. Because this is a lot of money. This is another champs.
Yeah.
For the bottom 4 teams that didn't qualify. They're going to this. Well, so this is their champs.
That's true too, man. I didn't really think about that because a lot of the teams that, you know, didn't even qualify for champs. I mean, dude, this is their time to like make some big money back.
Yeah, and like, I'm pretty sure you show up and like you already make $20K.
Yeah,
it's like 5K a piece.
Yeah, it's something like that. And then the thing that's crazy too, I believe Ben was talking about on the flank a while ago, that pretty much how it is every place you move up, like your money gets doubled.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
So you go hard. These guys are definitely going hard for that. And I know I was watching the Optic podcast, and Pred was like, "Fuck yeah! What do you mean? I want to like we can make almost $1 million." Yeah. I mean, that'd be sick. Yeah. If they won COD champs and then they won the first ever EWC, cup, and they just doubled their prize, dude. That's nuts.
Yeah, I remember him saying that after he won when he was on his stream. Yeah. He's like, because I think when did champs happen? Was it in July? Like middle end of July, somewhere around there.
Yeah, towards the end of July.
Yeah. So it's like it's been a month, like give or take. It's gonna be about that time. And he's like, dude, this could be like a $600,000 month.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like,
that's why you go.
Yeah.
You go insanely hard.
I couldn't even imagine that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that must be nice, bro.
Yeah.
But
and they're the favorite, right? Like
for sure.
They just won. Like these guys they're ready to win again.
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, I have Optic winning this. I think they will. But again, who the hell knows? Again,
the single limb throws it for
big
throws
time.
in a loop.
Big time. I really don't know. I'd like to obviously just pick the favorites because that's the easiest. And based off of champs, that's pretty much how they stacked up team wise. But dude, Ultra could be insane. It's I don't know. I am very excited for this. I wasn't at first, but now that I'm seeing everybody going there and it's only a couple days away, I'm loving it because I'm like, man, I get to be at home and watch more COD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I miss that.
It's very much it's another COD champs. All 12 teams are there. It is the old format again. Sucks that it's a single limb, but whatever team wakes up and plays better that day, that's luck of the draw, dude.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously the better team is most likely going to win. They have better odds. But, we've seen it with Optic. They wake up, they just have you can't have a slow day.
Right.
You wake up, you have to fry.
Yeah.
Because if not, you just lost out. Well, you didn't really lose out in terms of money. You probably just minimum you're making $5K.
Yeah. Still,
that's pretty good.
Pay for the flight.
Yeah. If they have to pay for the flight.
Pay for dinner, or something like that.
Yeah. If anything, they just got a trip to Saudi Arabia.
Right.
If you come in dead last.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a cool event, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. And then again, next week we'll be talking about it for sure to see the results of it. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. I hope it's a really well put on event.
Yeah. And I think they confirmed it's on Twitch.
Yeah.
And again, that's going to be really nice too because
we'll be talking about that viewership for sure.
Oh yeah. We saw CDL last year on Twitch, and obviously they went back to YouTube. So each side has their pros and cons, obviously, right? There are some features on YouTube that I do like, but it'll be interesting to see because this isn't involved with the CDL, right? I hope they take some things and learn from this.
Absolutely. That's the real hope, right?
Yeah, and they put on a crazy event for these guys. So, yeah.
But we shall see.
Yeah, best of luck to the teams.
Now, do you want to go and close on a sad note?
Yeah. So, after Boston Breach winning the EWC Cup, winning their champs, they're actually disbanding, and they're not part of the CDL anymore.
Rest in peace.
Oxygen Esports, the parent company, we learned literally out of nowhere, an article came out saying that the Craft Sports Group, they're basically just not funding the team anymore, and all staff and players were all laid off, lost their jobs, which that's a big hit for us and for them, obviously, because it impacts everyone there. And I think it hurts even more for us because we got to meet a lot of these people. And I'm going to start off with, if you're one of the fucking Twitter trolls, don't follow us. Because, yeah, dude, I saw some people saying good riddance, this org, they did nothing. I'm like, they did nothing.
Yeah, it's such
dude,
bullshit.
They came in, and in 3 years, they hosted 2 majors. They actively made changes to their team. these guys had a whole facility for their players. They wanted to grow their fan base, and they hosted watch parties. They hosted like private events. They hosted, just a bunch of stuff, and we were a part of that.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and we wanted like a Boston team so bad in COD, and it happened in what 2021, 2022, or 2020.
Oh, Vanguard was their first
Vanguard
year.
year. Yeah. So 2021.
I think, right?
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
I don't. It's so weird how like people count because Vanguard came out in 2021, but it was also Cold War.
Yeah.
Cold War was 2020 technically.
Right.
But
yeah.
but either way, like, man, like I still haven't even had time to process it, and like we haven't really even talked that much about it. But I feel so bad for these guys, and this is the first time I've actually really talked about it out loud.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because there's really not that much to say. You know, it's just heartbreaking, man. I mean, you think about all the people that we've met, and I'm sure people listening too. Like maybe it's some people that we've met there, and there's a lot of the guys too that we've met at the watch parties and become close friends with. And it was just such a great environment that they ended up building there and cultivating in just such a short time. And, feel, really great. And, had a pleasure being a part of it and meeting all those people and how great they are and seeing how hard that whole team works. It's really sad to see the whole situation go the way it did. Obviously, if I had to make any assumption, which, I don't think it's a dangerous one, it's probably because of their placing this year. And despite the fact they tried, time and time and again to make changes to get the team in the right direction, it just was not, yielding the results that they were looking for.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they just were like, you know what, we're kind of done with this. We tried, we put in money, and we're not really getting it back. Which I have my own thoughts on that.
Yeah, that's like a whole, because clearly, like we've talked to the owners of Oxygen, and I can tell you that like I'd put money on it. It's not them.
No.
It's definitely funding, because I mean, the Kraft Sports Group, they also funded over their Overwatch team too, and they obviously Overwatch like disbanded as well, another Activision owned game. So I mean, we were definitely shocked because it just came out of left field.
Oh, I couldn't believe it.
But if you take a step back and you look at how, their investors like operated, and if you follow the trail, like, it's hard that in esports, it's hard to make revenue, right? But like, again, you got to put in a lot of money to make money, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's just, that's the way it is with any business. And like, I know what you're going to say too, man. Like, you shouldn't be expecting a return on your investment in just a short amount of time, which 3 years is a short amount of time.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. Like the CDL's only been around for what, 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. I think so.
Since
MW 2019.
Yeah.
So, and think too, right? Like, we're probably the only teams.
Oh, God.
Video's gone.
Video's gone. Audio's still going.
We'll wrap it up soon, though, here.
Dude, I feel like we got to cut it and bring it back.
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it.
We do it?
Yeah, fuck it.
Or do we end it off just on audio? No, I feel like we got to bring back the video to end it with the vibes.
Yeah, do it.
All right, so you got... Wait here.
We're back.
Yeah.
We were in the middle of our heartfelt speech for the breach here. So I think I was talking. I can't remember how it was.
Yeah.
But I was saying about, like, again, just the experience and everything. Like, it was phenomenal. I mean, those guys, dude, like, Chris, Tyler, Sammy, Paul, like, and everybody else that's worked there, and that we've gotten the pleasure to meet. I mean, it's heartbreaking for those guys. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into this project. And yeah, now, they're going to be moving in a new direction and not with the breach. So it's really sad, man. It's tough to look. Like, I look at my setup, because I knew we were going to talk about this. Like when I left today, and I see like my masks, and I see the one that Den signed.
Yeah.
And it's like, all the custom shit, and like, we got all the memorabilia and the posters. I got to give you your poster, and it's going to be like kind of a sad poster to give.
Yeah.
Because it's the last one. It's like, that's it.
Yeah. And
at least for
yeah, for now. Like, I'd hope one day they can come back stronger.
Yeah.
And, and there's a Boston team, but man, it just sucks. And like I hated seeing the trolls, dude, online saying like this org shouldn't even be an org. Like these people don't care. I'm like, if we weren't there every day, but every time we were at that facility and around, these people, they were a family. They treated everyone there like family. And yeah, you and I, like we got closer with, people there, but like they welcomed us.
Yeah.
With open arms. We recorded our first guest episode with fucking Dens.
Mm-hmm.
Like something that honestly, like we didn't even think would ever happen.
Right.
Right. And like he was episode 100, and he was more than happy to like talk to us all about COD. And I hope one day we can get him back on again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe episode 200 or something. And like we got to talk to him, met Tyler, and Tyler's like been awesome. T-Dog for people that don't know. And he's just been growing and growing even more. And he's been like, helping us a lot. He gave us like really good advice, and he's been great. I'm just listing off everyone. Like Sammy, I know she's not there anymore, but like she opened the doors for us too.
Yeah.
For, to have conversations with others. And Chris has always been like the man. Anytime we're there, he's always chatting up with us. And that dude grinds. Everyone grinds there, but this guy's always working.
Yeah.
And he puts out amazing content. And Dylan's newer onto the scene, and or at least with Oxygen. And that dude's like, he's a man. Like,
yeah.
He took care of us at the major. He hooked us up to get like all the footage that we needed. He gave us a great experience.
Yeah, media passes.
Yeah. Like
got you some stuff on the house too,
Yeah. Like he did a great job.
Yeah. Oh, he absolutely did.
Everyone there. We met Adam. Like Adam freaking hugged us. Mm-hmm. Came over, said hi to us. Murph, all the owners, like these guys care. And for anybody that's on Twitter that's like talking shit, like you don't know. Like we weren't even in there day to day. But anytime we went to an event or a watch party or anything that they did, these guys really fucking cared. Yeah,
they put on, amazing shows and put in so much effort and always put the fans first over everything. And it showed. I mean, again, there was a reason that they hosted 2 majors and they were successful from a crowd standpoint, a viewership standpoint. I mean, we had a phenomenal time there, and they had it down. They really cared about the scene, and they wanted to bring more people in and make it as enjoyable of an experience as they can. And they're going to be missed. I mean, a lot of those people, I hope they find their footing, or finding a position within Call of Duty, because man, we need more people like that. There needs to be more people on these teams that really put that extra mile in, and reach out to the fans, and just do fan service. Because it is lacking from a lot of teams, and it wasn't lacking from them for sure. That's why it's a really hard loss.
Yeah, and especially being a new team too.
Yeah,
they came in, immediately made an impact. They wanted to win.
Absolutely.
Right? And yeah, you can say whatever you want about this year, worst year that they've had, but like they tried to win.
Absolutely,
they did everything that they could, and. We're not part of management making these decisions or whatever, but you can clearly see from the beginning to the end, like there are multiple roster changes, dude. Like,
yeah.
And these guys cared. They all cared. And like you said, I really do hope they find, somewhere else in Call of Duty to go to. And I don't see, honestly, any of them having trouble doing that, because they're all fantastic, hard workers. And they put the fans first, which at the end of the day, that's what this community is. Like, the fans build the community. So, and they know that. Like, you have to put them first. And for them to just, like, even welcome us, like, 2 random dudes that just like Call of Duty from the area, and they let us use their freaking, like, a spare room just like, record episodes.
Yeah.
I don't know many other, I'm sure there are other orgs that do that, but, like, you know, shout out Chris. Like, he was like, yeah, dude, we're not using it. Use it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's just, we could go on. I mean, there were so many examples of stuff like that. And it was, it made our lives easier, and it opened the doors, you know, and gave us a lot of opportunities that, you know, we had at the time and still have. And it's because of all those guys there. You know, so again, it's a huge shout out to those guys. Like, we love them all. You know, they're like family. So yeah, this news was just, it was brutal. And again, it has not been officially confirmed that this is over. I know that there was a couple outlets like Jacob Hale, and I'm sure CDL Intel and all, like, the major people on X had talked about it. So, I mean, it pretty much is, like, you know, I think what's going to happen, if I had to assume, is probably after this EWC is we'll get the official announcement that it's, you know, they're going to be closing doors. You know, will we get an official reason as to why? You know, probably not. You know, I'd have to go and have someone from the team, you know, spill the beans. But yeah, it's just unfortunate. I hope, like we had said before, I hope they, you know, they come back in a couple of years, or, you know, there's like a new evolution of it, and it's maybe not the breach. I don't know. But yeah, I think Boston's such a big city in the U.S. that if they're going to be doing this franchise thing, it was definitely a good place to have a team. You know, maybe in the future, if the CDL dissolves and it goes into some other realm, like we go back to what it used to be, maybe Boston, you know, goes into it again. But only time will tell with stuff like that.
Yeah, and, like, you know, the city-based teams, if they stick with that, Boston has to be a part of that.
Yeah,
you know, and they did everything. They did everything right. You know, there are some miss-ups, like, here and there, but these guys tried their best to win and put the fans first for everything. And we have so much, like, memorabilia.
We've got everything.
Like, you know, and we're their number one fans.
Yeah,
you know, through thick and thin. We're not, you know, we're always there supporting.
Yeah.
No matter what.
And I'm still going to be repping my Breach stuff because now it's cool. It's even cool.
I am wearing my Breach stuff, yeah.
I should have worn my Breach shirt today, bro.
Like, man, this is my first, like, actual first time just processing it. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Because it didn't feel real when I saw it, the news.
No.
And I can't even imagine for them either, because, again, we don't know the full story. Only they do, right? But I will say, from a fan's perspective, and our end, it seems like they got done dirty. Just them, like, the whole org as a whole. And, you know, maybe we'll hear about, like, what happened and why and whatnot, but only time will tell, or, you know, if anyone wants to come on and talk about it. But I'm sure we're going to stay connected with all these guys, because we want a lot of them, like, on the pod still, right?
Yeah.
Like, they have experience in the esports realm, specifically COD. They know what they're doing. And I think Chris put it best in one of his Twitter videos. He was like, no one goes into esports, like, for money, right? Esports is built off of pure passion. And I can tell you, everyone that worked there and was at that facility loved it. They loved being there every day. When it went from, like, you know, making food, serving food to the fans, to being the pro players, to, you know, being the owners. Like, I can't tell you how many times I saw, like, even the owners, like, come out and talk to the fans. Like, Murph cheering on, like, the boys with everyone else, you know? So it sucks, the whole situation. I wish we knew more. I wish there was, like, a little more transparency about it instead of just dropping it on us. But, you know, one day I'm sure that'll come out.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's perfectly said. You know, it is unfortunate. Like I said, I don't know when those details will come out, but, you know, like everything, eventually it may come out. think for me, I'd say like my big question now, like, you know, shifting to the professional side of it is they had Snoopy on that team who was going to be the only one that was contracted to continue. And now he's not on the team obviously anymore. So now my question is like, what happens to him? Now the league too is been 12 teams, which people complain about wasn't enough. Well, now it's 11 and technically it's 10 because LAG, no one really knows what the situation is with them either. So this is a big hit to the CDL too, that this team is going to be calling it because, you know, I mean, now you don't have that 25 mil scary buy-in, but there has to be some org that comes in their place because, I mean, an 11-team league or God forbid if it is a 10-team league, I mean, that's bad.
And again, like we don't know about like the other teams where they stand, right? Like,
right.
Other teams could be dropping out too, which is the last thing we want, right?
Yeah.
And you said the 25 mil like buy-in it's gone, but
that still doesn't make it profitable.
Yeah, exactly. And like you need real investors to come in, right? And like trust the process.
Yeah. That's why New York did that with like the Subliners brand is gone. That's why they're with Cloud9.
Yeah, like
you know, they need that.
Yeah, esports is not. I feel like this is like a whole nother rant, but like esports is not at its pinnacle yet. Even back when everyone thought it was, like you can't just come in and try to think you're going to make a quick buck out of esports.
No,
because it has to be built like every other organization.
Yeah,
right. Like, and it will happen. It will, and I think it will happen within like our generation, our life. But we need the passion and the investors to come in and like trust the process.
Yeah, and we need that passion that the Breach brought, bro. That needs to be from like every team and from every person there. And you know, my last thing on it is I hope that in the future Boston gets another opportunity to get back into it, or Oxygen does. You know, and they can give another crack at it because they did a great job with the short amount of time that we were able to be with them. You know.
Yeah, and then my final thing, they did a lot for us. And again, if they ever want to speak their truth, the door's always open on our end. Anyone that we've met there, the DMs are always open.
Yeah,
about talk about whatever, right?
And we love all those guys.
Yeah, we love everyone there.
Love all those.
They've
guys.
only treated us with kindness.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll stay connected.
100%.
Definitely want to stay connected with everyone there. And yeah, it was a good run for the 3 years in the CDL. And, hopefully they come back, and they come back soon.
They're on a new chapter. We're on a new chapter.
Exactly. Bro. Yeah.
Is what it is.
We'll figure it out, man.
We'll figure it out, bro.
And cue the slideshow of all the photos.
Right.
Yeah,
with the sad piano music.
Because we have a lot of pictures with them.
Yeah,
a lot of pictures, memorabilia, things like that. So, and again,
stuff for the scrapbook.
Oh yeah, like it. And I don't regret anything.
Nah, of course
anything not. That we've purchased from them, anything we've helped out with, like they've been awesome.
Yeah.
So. Hopefully everyone there, like you guys find your footing and you guys get back in the scene.
Absolutely.
We need people like you in the scene because there's not enough.
Facts.
So I'll end it there with that.
There we go, bro.
We're going to end it on that note about the breach and everything. But if you guys are on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and
check
subscribe.
This video out. It's hilarious.
Yeah, this one.
Our legs gave out halfway.
Yeah, like... Again, new era for us.
I can't wait for them to see it.
Oh yeah, this is last episode in the old room.
Yeah,
starting we started this from here in Cold War, moving on to the new era on another Treyarch game, new era of the COD Casuals.
Yeah, this is gonna get better.
Yeah, it's gonna get better.
Yeah, so don't be sad about it. We just got to be happy because it's a new chapter, and it's a chapter for their good.
We keep on pushing.
Exactly. No matter what, you keep on pushing. That's what we love.
But yeah, you guys are on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave some comments down below of who you think won EWC.
Yes. Yes.
Because Boston's just gonna come out on top. Dude. End it off like on a high, man, for those guys.
They come out.
I hope. But We're also on anchor.fm/the COD Casuals, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Spotify now has comments, so make sure to go comment, leave anything down below so we can chat. We're also on Instagram, TikTok. We cut up all the episodes, so if you don't want to watch the whole thing, we're on there. And you got to make sure to follow us on X, Twitter specifically, because we have the COD Casuals community. So linked in our bio. Go follow us there, and we're always talking about COD there. And definitely with Black Ops 6 and the beta coming out soon, we're going to be very active in that.
Yeah.
So if you want to chat with us, definitely go follow us there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And thank you, everyone. This has been episode 183 of the COD Casuals, bringing you from the old
from Justin's bedroom.
Yep, my bedroom. But yeah, I'm your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.